Hello YouTube. Today we're going to be talking about how to sew shoes at home, but before we do, I have to give you a little bit of a backstory. So a few years ago, I saw that Mimi G was taking a course so that she could learn how to make her own shoes. I found this to be a very interesting idea. However, I approached this with reluctancy because I realized that you have to have a last in order to make a shoe. A last is this little plastic thing that's in the shape of a foot, and you draw the pattern around this last, and then after that, you mold a shoe around the last. Um, I didn't find that as a feasible thing to be able to do as a home sewist, and I really put that project on the back burner. But then CeeLo Education TV came to me and said, will you please do a collaboration video with me making a shoe? And at first I thought, oh, hell no. But then I said, okay, I will do this project with you. He is going to be making the sole of the shoe, and I am going to be making the upper part of the shoe. And then he is going to join both of those pieces together to make the shoes. If you would like to see him make the sole of the shoe, please visit the link that I'm going to leave here on screen, and I will also leave a link to his video in the description box below. So without further ado, let's get started making the upper part of this shoe. Since I did not start out with the last, I ended up taking apart one of CeeLo's old shoes and tracing it off. Once I traced off that pattern, I cut out all of the pieces and then stitched them together. I just added some bias tape on the back there to cover up the seam, and then I added his logo on top for an extra polished touch. As far as the top stitching goes, I just thought that the top stitching would look more authentic, as the original Vans that I patterned off of had some top stitching. On the inside there, I added the rubber piece that came off of the old shoe. The one thing that I regret about that is not adding the rubber piece after I had sewn everything on the front together, because it was really hard to sew through that thick layer, but it turned out being okay. I did use foam on this project just to make the shoe have a more comfortable fit in the inside, and I actually have tried it on and it is quite comfortable. You are finally getting to see the original shoes that I patterned this whole thing off of. I started out by putting bias binding all the way around the top edge to cover up all of the raw edges. Then I finished by punching holes into this. And this is just so that I can add eyelets. I'm just going to punch a slightly larger hole using this tool here. And it's slightly smaller than the actual eyelet, so that the eyelet can still grab on. Okay, that's definitely a big enough hole. So now I'll just punch my eyelet through. The other side. Put this tool down. I'm going to use this to secure it in place. Once all the eyelets were added to the shoes, I then sewed on the toe box and tongue with right sides facing, and this is what the final result looks like. I really do think that it turned out well, and I do think that copying old pairs of shoes is a great option if you don't have a last or something like that at home. I did leave a link to all the tools that I used for this project in the description box below. The type of things that you will find on that shopping list are things like the arbor press and the eyelets. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe to receive more sewing related content.